Welcome to the Cozy Little Library today with your Clean Reads Book Buddy. Today I'm joining my friend Taylor for a brand new original book tag, the America the Beautiful book tag. The prompts, brilliantly chosen by Taylor, are inspired by all-American symbols. Since I haven't shared my March or April reading wrap-up reviews, I'm going to be pulling book recommendation answers to the prompts from those recent reads. Side note, my next two videos will have mini book recommendations for the Red, White, and June readathon that I announced in my last video.
That's a shocker!
Prompt 1 is In God We Trust, a book with inspiring faith. I chose The Marriage Masquerade by Erica Vetsch. This is book number 2 in a series that was called the Canterbury Brides series. 3 books each with one of the 3 Canterbury brothers, which are part of a shipping industry that is owned by their grandfather. This is Minnesota 1906. What I love about this, besides the faith, we have not only one hidden identity, somebody who has escaped from their world. Both of our main characters are doing that. So she literally goes out the window and escapes. And she ends up getting a job for this older couple that take care of a lighthouse on this island. And then he gets a job there as well. The past that he is escaping from happened in book number 1. So we've got forced proximity, very few characters. It's very cozy. Content-wise, this guy has nightmares about some things that happen on sea, like deaths. And there is a mention of a kid drowning. Old Glory, a book that elicits strong emotion. This can be any kind of emotion, and I went with Humor at Echoes of the Sea by Sarah M. Eden. This book was incredibly fun. It was voted on for my book club. We read this together. The book starts in the contemporary era about an American actor who's been working in London on an 1800s period drama for several seasons now, but he gets cut from the drama show. And his best friend tells him, oh, well, I know about this historical site on a secluded British island, and they're looking for a reenactor. Before he gets to the island, a lightning storm changes everything. He doesn't realize that he has time traveled, but his sarcasm, the way he comes up with things, he is hilarious. It is so sweet. It is so funny. All the cozy feels. 3, Superpower, a book where the main character has a special ability or a big book. We're going to do both. Since I read books 2, 3, and 4 of the History Detective Club series, we're going to count these because our main character, Rose, she is able to touch an object in contemporary Williamsburg, and she goes back to colonial Williamsburg. Also, since I read all 3 of these, if we combined them, it would be a 643-page book of Revolutionary era middle grade mystery. These are so very good, y'all. So just think of Felicity plus Magic Treehouse, middle schoolers Rose and Nathaniel time travel back with their modern eye, helping their friends, meeting these famous historical people, and they're solving mysteries all while trying not to change history though. For The American Dream, a book with a great family. I read books 3 and 4 in the Little House series. So Little House on the Prairie and On the Banks of Plum Creek by Laura Ingalls Wilder. The sun-kissed prairie stretches out around the Ingalls family, smiling its welcome after their long, hard journey across America. And then the Ingalls family have left the prairie and found a new place to settle at Plum Creek. But my goodness, the resilience, the unconditional love, the faith that is in these books is just incredible. 5, Republic, a book of political intrigue. I read Walden by Henry David Thoreau. This is a beautiful edition of my late son, so I used that, and I also got myself a paperback so that I could take notes and everything. He went into this seclusion in the woods for a couple years. He went back into society, and people had so many questions. He is wrestling with what it means to live in a republic, personal obligations and mixing in the beauty of the outdoors at the same time. 6, Pledge of Allegiance, a book or series I'm fiercely loyal to. In March and April, I read back-to-back the Cornwall series by Sarah E. Ladd. She is absolutely my favorite Christian historical writer because all of her books are incredibly cozy. For instance, in this series, book number 1 is The Governess of Penwith Hall. Not only are we very close to the wild, rugged Cornwall coast, the main male character in this has an apple orchard estate. And so our main female character ends up there as a governess, and there's all kind of family dynamics on both sides. But then you get to book number 2, The Thief at Lanwin Manor. Exceptional mystery, so good. Spring blooming time, a great fall read. And then this one, book number 3, The Light at Wincliffe. This happens in summer, so you get to go through the seasons. I love to read her books seasonally because I'm transported there. 7, Oh Say Can You See, a book that surprised you or gave you chills at the end. This is where we're going to talk about book number 1 of this series, The Bartered Bride by Erica Vetsch. This is the one book that started the series of the 3 Kennebray brothers that I was telling you about. This is not your silly early 1900s ballroom story. It goes into a tiny bit about the suffrage movement and illiteracy. The ending really caught me off guard. I was quite shocked. Wow, what just happened? This does deal with death on page. Has to do with a ship. You are there as things are happening. 8, Melting Pot, a book with a blend of genres. Love by the Letter by Melissa Jagears is Christian fiction, historical romance, sweet, cute 1800s Western companion novella that I picked up the audiobook for on a free app when I was going out to work in the flower garden one Saturday. It starts out with a man pretty desperate for a wife, but his spelling is so bad when he writes for a mail order bride, it doesn't work out. He's actually been pining for his childhood best friend, but she is the smartest girl in town, and he hasn't been around her for years. He doesn't want her to know how illiterate he is. Very sweet. It appears to only be available on audio. It's like the prequel to the Unexpected Bride series, which I did pick up this book number 1, A Bride for Keeps. I haven't read this yet, but it just seems like a whole lot of fun about mail order brides and with Christian faith. 9, Secret Six, a book with espionage. So we're going to go with the Dear America books, The Winter of Red Snow, and Cannons at Dawn. These are fictional diaries set at Valley Forge from a young girl who was witnessing this literally before her eyes, but it is fictional, and it's all about who's loyal, who's not, messages that are passed in secret, but it does get into some grotesque things. Very, very sweet though. All right, number 10, Westward Expansion. I'm to tag others. So I'm going to tag Julia from Rooted Reading, Christy A. Cole, Bookish Kelly, Amy of Hearth Ridge, and What's Allie Reading. Thanks for being here, friends. Until next time.